ASMR. Yesterday, while having dinner, we had a 3-hour dinner at a steamboat area near the Chinatown area. So while we were heading back to our Airbnb, we discovered one of our car got smashed into. So yeah, just nice. It's our mistake. We shouldn't have left our valuables inside the car, but this is a lesson for everyone. We actually left our camera bags and stuff at the back of our car seat, and yeah, so our car window got smashed in. The whole camera got stolen, our gimbal, our lenses. So we went to make a police report yesterday, all the way until about 1+2 a.m. Before we reached back to Airbnb. And now we are heading back to the car rental company. Hopefully we can exchange a car. Hi everyone, SG Interior Design here. Okay, we are actually at Italy this time for the Milan Design Week. We actually covered the first 2 days at Salone del Mobile. And today, day 3, we are actually at the Brera District. Okay, unfortunately, our first 2 day footage is lost if you have been following us. So we will be covering the Brera District. And Brera District is actually a satellite event, we call it, where actually outside of the convention, outside of Mobile del Salone, there are multiple brands, different kind of companies that open up their showroom, open up their stores for visitors to come in to have a look and experience different things. They are actually in the convention or out of the convention, and there's actually part of the design week as well. So let's check it out what they have to offer.
So you can see there's actually a long queue now. We are really queuing up to enter in. Hopefully we'll get to see some interesting things and share it with you guys. This is actually a customizable shelvings that they have. So you can see it's actually very, very modular. You have longer pieces, you have shorter pieces, or even shorter ones. And you can actually put things inside to store your items and put your toothbrushes, and all these kind of customizable things that you can put inside as well. On top of that, you can see actually the tab itself is quite unique. The tab, when it's closed, it actually flushes in nicely. So it's like a consistent straight line all the way. And only when you use it, and then it comes up when you use it. And also, this is also fully customizable as well. So you can see that they actually did an extension over here, and this shelving itself is actually part of the design. So you can actually move the shelving along it, and you can actually store more items over here as well. So if let's say you don't have items, this thing can actually close up, and it can be right beside over here. And if you see the bathtub as well. So the unique thing about the bathtub is that they have a solid surface like a mold on top, and then this is like the encasement of it. So you can even change this material on top. Let's say you want to do it for outdoors, you can use like concrete. For indoors, for this case, it's using solid surface. And the exterior, actually they use oak to finish it up. So it's actually 2 different pieces. So in the event, you can just purchase this, and then you can change this one to suit your needs, whether it be outdoor or indoors also. So you can see a very, very unique sink setup over here. This looks like a very typical pedestal sink, and it's very minimalist. They use concrete to support the sink itself, and the sink is actually made of glass, and they custom make the glass to this shape. There's 3 options for the colors. There's transparent, there's this one that looks a bit bronze, a bit yellowy, and then we have one more color that is the blue color as well. So the unique thing about this is that you can see the glass, they intentionally actually made it such that there's a bit of crevices onto it. So the main intention is that whenever that light is being shined on it, you can see the reflection of the light as it shines off or refracts off the glass itself. So that's the very unique aspect of it. And you can see it's so minimalist that what they did is that the pipings at the back, you can see the inlet pipes are on the floor, and then the outlet pipes are also going to the floor as well. So it gives it a very, very minimalist concept, and it also uses the concrete itself to sort of cover up the pipes that are at the back. This is something that is very, very cool. It's actually like a prototype model. So what happens is that we can see it's like a bathtub over here, and integrated together with it is also like a wash basin at the back. So it's something that we've never seen before in Singapore. Of course, here is also just a prototype model. It hasn't been launched yet, but it's something quite interesting that we can see. And from this itself, you can see the basin, there's something unique that is like for the water to actually flow out. So of course, it's just a prototype. I mean, how it look like at the end of the day once it's being developed and available in the commercial market, we don't know. But from here, we can actually see that they actually have different variations just from one prototype. the tab that you guys saw earlier, so this is actually the prototype of the tab itself over here. So this is just purely the tab, and you can see the way they operate it. So when it's closed, it's all fully flush, right? Together with all the shelvings. And then only when you actually are using it, you actually turn it on this way. There's something really cool, right? And another interesting tab that you can see here. So this tab, they have this like a semicircle kind of shape over here. So it is actually inspired by a lemon drop martini. So you can see this is how you operate the tap, and then you turn it to hot and cold over here, right? And then same for this one over here. It's operated this way. So you turn it clockwise or anti-clockwise.
We are at the living area, and what we are looking at now is the feature wall with display and storage. So what's one thing interesting here, right, is that they did an oversized door to conceal their LED tracks, and the LED profile is actually 45 degrees shine in to have a more softer feel from for the feature area. It looks like a simple kind of shelving, right? Take a look. And it comes with soft closing. Interesting ideas for the bathroom. Take a look at this. So instead of the traditional flat doors, straight doors, they did a 90-degree kind of doors. For their tabletop, they did a chamfer edge so that it prevents the water from falling out or dripping off. Previously, we usually do it with solid surfaces, but then for our context in Singapore, we seldom use solid surface anymore, mostly quartz or sinter surface. So it's also a very cool thing that they incorporate the drawers with the LED as a cove design to create the ambience lights. And also look at this.
2 years later, we are back at Valcucine. So 2 years back, we actually did a video of their kitchen tour. So let's see what they have changed so far. Okay, so if I still remember correctly, okay, it was a 3-panel kind of thing. What they actually did differently this year is actually they did a full 3 panel. So instead of lowering down half, they can actually lower full thing down now. You sensor light install, and this can flush down fully. Okay, so same thing, they actually changed their tabletop to glass. Likewise, their step is still the same. You can actually swing it out, swing it in. Okay, all these are actually modular things to actually keep in place. At the same time, if you remember, last time their panel is also switched up. Now this is actually almost a 3-meter panel. Okay, it's extremely thin. The mechanism allows it to swing upwards easily without any issues. So it's pretty amazing how this can be done. So if we actually look closely into this is actually a glass on top, okay, with a sheet of probably a metal kind of finishing at the back to actually support this entire piece of thin glass. Okay, even though it's wobbly, the whole mechanism feels very sturdy when opening and close as well. Okay, yeah, so coming down to here, as usual, this is where their hob is. The hood is still the same. Okay, all these are still the same where you can swing out. Okay, so you can swing out to easily accessible. Okay, same thing, their port filler is still here. Okay, so this is pretty much the same as 2 years back. But what they actually done at the bottom cabinet as well is to actually cover everything with a glass. Yeah, so everything feels and touch very nicely. Alright, and here used to be other kind of component. They actually swap it around and turn it into like a pocket door. Okay, let's see. So this can be closed as well. Very nicely. Okay, then if you want to use it, you can easily open up. The lights will shine out from inside, and then you can easily use everything over here. Right.
So we are now at the famous Starbucks Reserve in Milan. There are a total of 6 flagship Starbucks Reserve in the world, and this is one of them. Their interiors are great. Come, let's check it out. So over here, they have a lot of different kind of bottles. They have the big ones, and these are very unique. They're very different from the ones that you see locally in Singapore or anywhere else that you go. Check out this one that is so cute and so small. You can literally put it in like a handbag. They also have various kind of coffee beans as well, and their beans also from different countries. For example, this one is from Kenya itself. Check out this very, very classic flask It looks very, very authentic. It seems like it's a collab between Standy as well as Starbucks Reserve. This place is so huge that there is even a second story as well. So if you thought that Starbucks only sells coffee, you'll be surprised to know there's also a bar counter area over here as well. And the interesting thing is that all Starbucks Roastery Reserve have coffee beans from all around the world. So if you ever visit Milan, do come to the Starbucks Roastery Reserve and check out their interiors.
After 4 days in Milan, we have finally completed all the design fair. So we have completed 2 days in Salone del Mobile and also the 2 days in satellite area. So we have done a lot of walking, and unfortunately, we do not have much content to show you guys this time because we have lost our footages and our camera. But don't worry, we have a lot of plans in mind for our next convention. We're still not sure where we'll be going next year, but keep in check with us. Do follow our social media and we hopefully can bring you much more content. So do like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
What happens when my client doesn't sign with me? I'm always very nice.